arrhythmia that they were actually able to convert one time at Cornell. She took them up there, they did convert it, but then a couple years later, just converted back. So.
Huh. Fancy saddle. I like that. Warm-up tempo looks good, and also your top line, have her nice and through. Yeah. Yep. 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 Keeping that bridge to the hind legs. Kind of feel she's a little less steady on this side. So just, every once in a while, straighten her a little bit. Make sure she's not just bending her neck and not connecting to the outside rein. There you go. That's perfect. Not that you can't be ambitious about trying to get a little bit more bend, but then when you start to feel like she's not staying balanced on the outside rein, just reminding her. There you go. Sometimes in the warm-up, I like to kind of think almost like I'm riding directionless, and just where does the horse feel most even in the contact. Like you can see she wants to drop that left ear. Don't be afraid to keep her straight so that she's really even in the contact. Like she might be looking a little bit to the right when you do that, and it's not a purposeful counterflexion necessarily, but like just wherever she stays most level in her ears also indicates how she's carrying behind. When the horse drops the inside ear, they're usually leaning on the inside shoulder, stepping out with the outside hind. And again, not like you're in your warm-up, not that you should be freaking out if she gets a little unlevel in her ears. So go a little bit straight, I like your exercise. Just make sure she's prepared before you leave the wall. So it's not just about moving off that left leg. It's as much about connecting to the right rein. So do that again, and just don't let her go off the wall until you feel like she settles in a little left leg. There you go. Yep. Good job. Just got to keep reminding her to stay connected on that right side. And if she's a little sluggish off the legs, the more you feel like you have the connection to the opposite rein, the more sort of assertive you can get with the leg. There you go. Yep. Yep. Good job. Good girl. She's clipped already, isn't she? No, she's not. Wow,
Isn't she so pretty?
Yeah. It's unusual. Good job. Which side do you feel like you have a little easier reaction off the leg? Yeah. Yep. So that kind of adds up with sort of when you first started your trot warm-up. She's a little steadier when you're going right. So remember, on this side, where it's a little stickier, it's really not just that left leg, it's that right rein connection too. Go straight a little. Yep. There you go. So judging from what you described to me to be kind of a problem as you go more into your work about the running, a little running and all that, this is a great thing to have a foundation for with her. Just making sure all those horses that run through, your lateral work is going to be really important to kind of putting all that energy into good use. So, is this about when you would maybe start to think about doing a canter warm-up, or?
Yeah.
Yeah. That sounds perfect. perfect. Good job. Do you notice when you go to do that little counter, like straighten her and put her shoulder over, she struggles a little tiny bit with the canter rhythm? Yeah, I think you're doing the right thing there. But just really make sure to kind of use quite gentle outside rein at that point, but almost get the feeling like you're yielding her a little bit towards that opposite rein, and being very careful that the haunches don't spin around, that she can bring her shoulders to the right there, because obviously she wants to put her shoulder to the left. That's better. That's better. And when she struggles a little bit with the canter rhythm, she gets a little almost 4-beaty when you make her straight. You know, just lots of little turns, lots of turns. That's a great exercise to do with her, bringing her off the wall. Yep. Well done. Think about on all those circle lines that you have lots of little turns that she can't really get, as best to your ability, she can't get out against that outside rein. You almost want to get a little bit that feeling that she would stretch a little bit at times. Good. Good. That's a nice canter there. Good. Yep. Canter rhythm's looking much clearer there. Good job. So, Melanie, let's see the other direction.
Okay, do the chain?
Oh, whatever you would normally do. However you would normally do it in warm up, and then we can take a little break and make a plan. Very exuberant. Which side do you find easier?
I found the right side a lot easier than the left most of the time.
Yeah. Only real quickly, when you first went left, her canter rhythm looks a little clearer.
I think I tend to hold a little too much on the left hand sometimes this direction, and that's what makes it not as clear.
Well, and actually, that's what makes it not as clear in the other direction. It's just, it's easier when the stiff rein is the inside rein not to hold it, though. When it's the outside rein, it's a little more challenging because it's necessary for your half halts. Really good. Good job. And just see, I see what happens. You test her a little bit, like at the end of the circle, that you make a couple little half halts. Does she come back? Yeah. That's, I can tell, going to be a little challenging. Good job. You can go forward again. When she struggles, just best to just kind of touch it a little bit and then go out. You touch it when she struggles with the rhythm. So also, really, Melanie, thinking like when you do bring her back, little rounder. Yep, that's better. And then out. Don't stay in it too long, especially in your warm-up. We can work on that a little bit more. But I do like the canter rhythm, keeping it quite 3-beat, 3-beat. But, and you can tell with that collection, she gets a little bit wanting to be 4-beat. So when you touch it in the warm-up, one, make sure she's through enough. and two don't stay in it very long. Just kind of think about, yeah, that's it, and then out. That was good. That was good. It's more important, especially since clearly she has troubles staying in that very long. It's going to be more useful if you can kind of get in, get out, get in, get out. And definitely you want to keep her over that back as much as possible, because she's not the one to stick her head up in the air and hollow, but she just lifts her neck slightly, and then you lose the back a bit. So, yeah, good job, good job. That was lovely. And then let's go ahead in a good moment there, making a downward transition, and give her just a little break. Well, she's very cool. You guys look great together. You're a lovely rider.
I know those legs, right?
I know. Yeah, I know. Just like ours.
I know, just like ours.
So how does she feel today compared to normal?
She feels good.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. Great. And from here, how do you usually go into your work from here? Canter work first, trot work first, or do you mix it up?
Sometimes I mix it up, but I like to go to the canter work first before the trot work, because the trot work ends up being better after the canter.
Yeah, okay, cool. Most people's answer.
Yeah.
So one little exercise that you did in your warm-up, particularly on the right lead, was you kind of brought her off the wall a little bit, leg yield. When you do that, do you feel like you get a little bit of self-collect?
A little bit.
Okay, yeah, because that's definitely the biggest issue with her, isn't it? Looks like just
Yeah.
a little bit. Is keeping the rhythm clear when you have the collection.
Yeah.
So I'd love to add a little bit more, like taking what you did from your warm-up and adding a little bit more, maybe some smaller circles, a little bit of lateral work, and see if we can kind of sneak up a little bit on trying to get that collection without ruining the rhythm.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter to me which direction you start in. Definitely, every time you start something that's going to possibly make her want to get a little bit four-beady, I want you to think about having her a little rounder. Yep, lots of little turns, lots of little turns. So exactly. Yeah, well done.
Okay.
Yep, round through that outside. I think she's pooping. Yep. I'm only letting you know that in case she wants to stop. Yeah, so you need to freshen that up just a little bit. There we go. There we go. Yep. A little extra round, even rounder than that, before you bring her back. Rounder. You see how she wants to strike. So when that happens, just go a little forward. It's no big deal. It's not that's not her fault, your fault. It's just us kind of seeing if we can hit the nail on the head a little bit more often. There, that was better. Now bigger circle down here. Yeah, a little rounder and really thinking 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yep. Even if it gets a little running, that you really get that rhythm back. Yep. Lots of revisiting that rhythm.
It's a nice canter there.
It's a really nice
Yeah, it's a good canter
You're
there.
going to get a better, not that it's all about the score you get, but you're going to get a better score from a better rhythm that's not collected. Now bear in mind, and I don't mean to say this to not be aiming for the best you can have, but the tests require the amount of collection required to do the movement, not more.
Yeah.
So, you start collecting the horse more than is, then you start to lose the gait. This is good, this is good. That being said, how do we know what the limit is unless we sometimes go there, right?
Melanie's in the middle of her L program.
What was that?
Melanie's in the
Oh,
middle
is
of her
she?
L. Yep.
You're in the middle of your
Tons
L
of
program?
scribing this summer.
Oh, that's cool. Oh, I never tested but I did the L program and I loved it.
Just
I think as a rider, even if you have zero interest in being a judge,
She
it's
feels
so useful,
that's the way she feels too.
isn't it? I bet you did. I did too. Yeah. Good job. Through that. Exactly. Exactly. Now yield her off the wall, like half pass with no bend. With the purpose of just almost like, with horses like her, you almost want to get, that was well done. You almost want to get a little self-collect, circle down here once, and then now try down the next long side. Keep her like on the second track, just a little off the track, only just so we don't mash her head into the wall. Take her nose a little bit to the outside and yield her down the wall. If it gets running, if it just feels like it's running down the wall, then, make a circle or something. Yeah, yes. Sometimes that helps a bit because, that was good. Because when you go just on the diagonal or off the wall, do that again, because sometimes when you go off the wall, you just can't, there's nothing kind of holding the horse back a little bit. Yeah, and then straighten a little bit, really round and through. Good job. On a circle down here and make the circle a little smaller. Bring it to the point, just lots of little turns until you feel like she struggles a little bit, but keep helping her, making her round. Remember, this is your pirouette someday, so making her round, making her round. Yes, yes, that's it. Yep, making her round. Yep, yep, good job, good job. Well done, and you can let her out. Good job. So do you want to show me a change? Take your time.
It's a really good canter for her.
That looks like a great canter. Woo! You can turn if you want. Don't, yeah, that's not okay. Yep, really through. And again, if this is something she wants to come up in, really through. Just late in front. Isn't that an interesting
That's what she does.
problem? Very few horses does it end up truly being a problem. It's, normally that works itself out. But has she been doing her changes long enough that that's not working itself out? Okay.
I mean, it's getting better and better, but
Well, let's ride this side a little bit and then I have a couple of ideas. But, yeah, get that rhythm back again. And look always what happens when she loses her rhythm, she loses her throughness. So, yeah, exactly. A little rounder. There you go. A little rounder, yep. Yeah, come on. Yep. If you feel her wanting to drift a little bit to the outside, take your left hand a little left and be that support system for her. She wants to over support the outside rein. There you go. And that, without changing the bend necessarily, you can ride a little left leg to right rein. Good job. Let's see what happens with little leg yield to the inside, or let's do exactly against the wall. Good job. Just keep helping her with that throughness of the neck. This side looks a little harder to me than the other side.
Just to keep the quality of canter.
Yeah, really? The rhythm just looks a little easier on the other side. Yep. So circle down there and really take her through. Like bend her a little bit to the right and say, come on, girl. Yes, yes. So that when you straighten her, she's a little less likely to brace on that left rein. There you go. Well done. Well done. That's it. That's the best one. Very good. So I think maybe that's a little bit something that's going to help you is every once in a while going through and really bending her through and getting her around on that right side. That's what actually helped her on the other side, except it's a little easier when it's your outside rein. Yeah. A little harder when it's your inside. Yeah. Now bring this circle a little smaller. Yeah. help her with the roundness, help her. Yep. I think yes, in both directions she's gonna get rounder the best through the inside rein, but then say, oh, can I straighten you? Yeah, lots of little turns. Yep, remember this is your pirouette someday, lots of little turns. Turn, turn, turn. Yep, as if it's a big working pirouette. Yeah, yeah, good job. Good job. Round, round, round. Yep. Yep. Good job. Oh, she's a little trier, isn't she? And then out. I like her. Yeah, you do a great job with her.
She does a great job.
Really good. Give her a little break. Nice job.